Okay, hi guys. Hopefully you already wrote in your table of contents for today, but if you have not, make sure you put the date, put Dorito Man with a division sign and a multiplication sign, put that this is on page 17, and then go ahead and turn to page 17. If you have not done that, pause the video until you're ready to go on to page 17. So on the right side of page 17, you have this page that says multiplying and dividing integers. So last week we learned how to add and subtract integers. This is a completely different set of rules. So be really careful now that you know multiple sets of rules. So this might look a little weird to you, but if you can tell, this is a chip, like a Dorito. And it has almost a face with the negatives and the positives. So this strategy is called Dorito Man, which you may have already guessed because that was your title for today. Notice that the D and the M are underlined. That's for a reason, because Dorito Man only works for division and multiplication. If you try to use this on adding and subtracting, it won't work. But remember, you already have a strategy for adding and subtracting, so you don't need Dorito Man for that. So there's two kind of steps for using Dorito Man. So the first step is that you look at your problem. You're going to have two numbers, and they're either going to be positive numbers or negative numbers. So you, for this first one, write cross out signs from problem. Cross out the signs from the problem. So you might be crossing out a negative and a negative if there's two negatives in the problem, or you might be crossing out a negative and a positive if there's a negative and a positive in the problem. Now, let's say we had two positives. You'll notice Dorito Man doesn't have two positives on there. That's because we don't need Dorito Man if we're dealing with two positives. Be careful, because on today's assignment, there is one that has two positives. You don't need Dorito Man for that. You've been multiplying and dividing positive numbers since third grade, and you never needed Dorito Man for that, so you still don't need it. Once you've crossed out the two that are in the problem, that means there's going to be one left over. So you circle the remaining sign, and that is the sign for your answer. So if you have a negative symbol left, you circle that. That means your answer is going to be negative. If you have the positive symbol left, that means your answer is going to be positive. Okay, if you still need to write, make sure you pause the video. But I'm going to go ahead and move over to the left-hand side where you're going to be doing your practice problems. If you pay close attention to this, you should have no trouble on today's assignment, because this is exactly what you're going to be doing on the assignment. So for each problem, we are given a Dorito Man. So the first one, 8 is positive, so we cross off the positive symbol. 12 is negative, so we're going to cross off one of the negatives. Remember, you circle the remaining symbol. So because we circled the negative, we know our answer is going to be negative. So what I usually do is I go ahead and put the negative symbol there, so I remember it's supposed to be negative. Then you multiply just like normal, 8 times 12. Now, some of you might not know your 12s, so you can always come over to the side and work that out. 8 times 2 is 16, so that's 96. So the answer to the first one is negative 96. On this second one over here, we've got negative 9 times negative 6. So the first number is negative. The second number is also negative. So we circle the plus sign because that's what's left over. So a negative times a negative actually gives you a positive answer. So 9 times 6 is 54. Our answer is positive 54. On the one below This one right here. Some of you might not recognize this, but when you have a number that's right next to a set of parentheses, that actually means multiplication. So we have a negative. I'm going to cross off my negative. We have a positive. I'm going to cross off my positive. And so my answer is going to be negative 27. Okay. The next one, this is very similar to this one, but we have two sets of parentheses. But again, they're right next to each other, so that again is multiplication. So we have a negative times a negative. So our answer is going to be positive 35. So again, the multiplication part of it is exactly the same. The only thing you need Dorito Man for is to figure out if your answer is going to be positive or negative. Okay, moving down. Now we have some division. Negative 45 divided by negative 3. So the 45 is negative, so is the 3. So our answer is going to be positive. And again, if you don't know, you can always come out over to the side and work it out. 3 goes into 4 one time. 3 goes into 15 5 times. So this is going to be positive 15. This looks like a fraction, but remember, this fraction bar means division. So you've got a negative divided by a positive, negative divided by a positive, which is going to give you a negative answer. And 9 goes into 63 7 times. Okay, 2 more. Our 72 is negative. Our 8 is negative. That's going to give us a positive answer. And 8 goes into 72 9 times. Remember, you can always work backwards. So if you want to make sure your answer is right, 8 times 9 should equal 72, and it does. Okay, the last one also looks like a fraction, but again, it means 26 divided by negative 2. So 26 is positive, 2 is negative. That leaves us with a negative symbol, so our answer is going to be negative. 2 goes into 26 13 times. So now you have 8 example problems. If you need to keep writing, go ahead and pause the video, but I want to show you your assignment for today. So your assignment is in Google Classroom. It looks just like this, except it does not have the Dorito Min on it. I went ahead and put those in for you on your paper copy. So you're going to use the little Dorito Man to cross off and circle however you need to, and then you can just write and box your answers. Now you're also going to type your answers onto the Google Classroom assignment in the colored boxes. They will not change color, so you're not going to know if you got it right or wrong. And I am grading this, so you're going to want to double check, make sure you're using Dorito Man, and make sure that you remember your math facts. Don't forget, if both numbers are positive, you do not need Dorito Man. Hint, hint. Okay, so good luck on this assignment, and I will see you guys tomorrow.